How you guys doing today? This is gonna be a quick video. It's a beautiful day out. I told you 2024 we're not playing. Uh, I want to talk about young love. Young love is something that a lot of guys didn't get to experience. One thing I've always known is that when it comes to attracting women and establishing connections with females, it starts young. It doesn't start in your 20s. It definitely don't start in your 30s and 40s. This is something that starts young. It's a song by Chris Brown, and I've cried numerous of times listening to this song. It's a song called Young Love. Beautiful song. Um, the chorus goes, they say we ain't 21. They try to say it ain't love. We can't hit the club. They say we're too young. I ain't saying that we trying to be grown, but I'm saying that we old enough to know we got that young love, young love. We're lucky because we got that young love. That's a song by Chris Brown, Young Love. And that is something that a lot of guys didn't get to experience. I know I didn't. I wasn't one of the fortunate dudes, so I definitely didn't get to experience young love. And I believe, and see, when you're a guy that experiences young love, I don't know if I sung the chorus word for word, but that's pretty much the gist of it. But when you're a guy that didn't get to experience young love, um, it puts a lot of insecurity and doubt and fear in you. And see, if I was when you're one of those guys that's chosen from a young age, when you're one of them dudes that women like from the time you in middle school, high school, you're not going to be intimidated by females. It is a certain air of confidence, a certain swagger, a certain level of just esteem that you're going to have of yourself as a young man. And one thing I'm learning, especially now that I'm in my 30s, I'm in my mid 30s, I'm 34. I'm beginning to understand life way more clearly than I did when I was in my 20s. And I'm telling the young dudes, if you're not experiencing young love now, you're in for a life of pain and misery, and it will not get better for you the older that you get. Young love is something that's sacred. That's why Chris Brown even said in the song, we're lucky because we got that young love. Because not many guys are going to be able to experience this. Uh, I always felt when it come to getting women, it start young, you know? And I just feel like if you was never one of them dudes that women was crazy over or head over heels for or wetting their pants for at a young age, I mean, it's just not going to be good for you. Things are not gonna work out for you. And, to all the dudes who were lucky enough to have young love, to have females liking them at such a very young age, they're lucky because this is a very crucial part of a young man's development, establishing connections with females early in life. So therefore, by the time they reach manhood, it's automatic. Because when you're a young man that gets connections with females early in life, it's easier to establish, a future with a woman. That's why when you see guys who are when you see married couples, these people, they were chosen at a very young age, and that's why, because I get depressed when I see married couples. But a lot of those types of guys, they were never incel dudes. They were never rejects. They were dudes that females liked at a young age. And a lot of those couples, they got married early. And that's why I always felt that this is something that's supposed to happen young. There are certain things that are just supposed to take place in your formative years. And when they don't take place, it can really leave you undeveloped as a man as you grow into adulthood. There are certain experiences that I should have had as a teenager. You're not supposed to have, your first encounters or experiences with females, as a grown man. This stuff starts, as a teenager. And if you didn't get that solid foundation at a young age, it's over for you. It's going to be very hard for you, especially as a grown man. This is why I wish that I was one of those lucky guys that could have got young love at a young age. Because if I was one of them cats, I'd be married already. I'd have the David Yurman ring on my finger. And that's why I know that young love is something that's very rare. Young love is like it's like a rare diamond. It's like a rare gem. Shouts out to Uncut Gem by Frederick Malle. That's a fragrance that I have to try. But you see the analogy that I'm trying to, give. Young love is a rare gem that not a lot of guys get. And if you were one of those dudes that was fortunate enough to get it, you lucky. Because I always knew that, this stuff started young. You're not supposed to be getting your, first encounter, with a female at 30-some years old. Like, you got some dudes, they didn't go on their first date till they were 18, 19. I was 19. But they're just certain experiences that you're supposed to have at a young age. And the sad part about life is you can't do it over again. You can't press rewind and do it all over. There are certain things that, for some of us, unfortunately, there are certain things, certain things, unfortunately, didn't work out for us. We're the unlucky people. And, it sucks, but this is the life that we gonna have to live, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. One thing I had to understand, and I see it very clear now, if you didn't experience young love, it's over for you. Because that's crucial in your development. If you didn't have females digging you, if you didn't have these experiences young, it's going to be very hard to get them as a grown man. And this is why you have incels and you have dudes who are complete rejects who've been totally outcasted because they didn't have that solid foundation. They weren't sought after early in life. They wasn't desired by females at a young age. I wish I could go back into my teen days and do it all over again. But, at 34, once you're grown, you're grown. You can't rewind the hands of time and do it all over again. But this is my message for the day. I just wanted to let you guys know that, if you wasn't fortunate enough to experience young love, chances are you'll never have it. Because young love is one of the most genuine things that a young man could ever experience. And it's so sad that some of us didn't get it. But have a good Saturday. Have a good weekend, and I'm out. Peace.